Welcome to my life as an NPC. I am Carbon Scythe. Today is Valentine's Day and we are playing Find Love or Die Trying. We already sent out all the girls on the big super yacht that is on its way to the border of the island, only to find out that Damien knew all about it and has now tricked me and Kat back to the island, because we both have producer level access and can therefore turn off the grid. Not only that, it is that power switch is somewhere in this giant maze, I'm assuming we're going to fight in, and we have weapons strewn around us, both fake and real ones. But not only that, Damien is here with a fully functioning weapon, and by the sound of it, unlimited ammo. I'm not sure how they are going to play this. I kind of want it to be more than just text. I kind of want this part to be gamified. So we'll see how it goes, shall we? We ran from wall to wall, taking cover between each time. Whenever we had the chance, we'd pick up what looked like a gun and see if it was real. We only had seconds to check for each one. Damien was hot on our trail. A gunshot rang out, blowing a hole through the wall Kat and I were hiding behind.
What's the matter? You're like two rats in a lab.
He fired again. A shrapnel from the wall scraped my arm. Fuck! It was like my arm had been lit on fire. Carbon, you okay? I'll live, don't worry. We need to find a weapon. And we need to find that switch. We ran behind another wall, narrowly dodging another shot from Damien. It dawned on me that he wasn't even trying to hit us. He was trying to make us scared. And he is kind of successful with that, I'm assuming. And it was working, but why? He's reloading. Come on. We dashed out from behind the wall and ran past Damien, looking desperately for the switch and for any weapons we could find. I managed to pick up 2 pistols. Kat did the same. Damn. Looks like they're fake too. How's yours looking? I took a look at the first one. Upon further inspection, it was clear it was no more than a plastic toy. But the second one, Kat realized in the same second I did. It was real, with a single bullet loaded. Alright, that's good. Another shot rang out, blowing a hole in the wall just next to where my head was a second ago. Fuck! How come he gets that fucking hand cannon? The body's got to go somewhere, I guess. Anyway, we got the gun. That's probably the only real one in the stadium. We need to find a switch now. Even with a gun, we're no match for him. Sounds good to me. We ran further through the stadium, opposite to the entrance, until we were square in the middle of the stadium. So the actual labyrinth... Oh yeah, they did mention it. And there it was. The switch! You'd think they'd have hit it better. Damien's laughter echoed through the arena as it reappeared on the screens above the arena.
Congrats, you found the switch. It's damn shame I forgot to mention something about this switch here. It won't do jack shit, even if you both of you have access, as long as I got a heartbeat. And I plan on sticking around. But I'm not heartless. In fact, I think I'm a pretty decent guy for what I'm about to do. Kat looked like she had just seen a ghost. Kat, Carbon, I got an offer here you can't refuse, but only one of you can claim it. If either of you kills the other one, I'll let the one left standing go. But forget this ever happened and call it a wrap on Find Love or Die Trying. I'll even let the survivor leave the island. I can't even guarantee I'm telling the truth, because this is airing live to the world right now. People bow down and get in line because I tell them the truth, because they know I keep my word. They wouldn't believe me for a second if I ever went back on it, you know. Not a bad deal, huh? Especially considering that if no one takes that offer, I'll just kill both of you. I'm giving you 5 minutes to decide, then I'm coming for you.
Screen shut off. Kat and I looked at each other. a mix of horror and fear on her face, and there was no doubt that mine mirrored hers. Carbon? I can't imagine what's racing through your head now. You probably think I'm going to betray you again, right? I was at a loss for words. You don't have to say anything. Look, I can't blame you for doubting me. And honestly, if you just shot me right now, I'd be okay with it. Because then, you'd be free to go. I know Damien will keep his word. But if there's even a slightest chance that you want me to be able to escape from here too, then I need to ask you something that I know sounds insane. What's that? Okay, so first of all, I was flipping back and forth like crazy throughout this about cats. But right now, I do believe her! My judgment is usually piss poor when it comes to these sort of thing. But I do believe her. She, especially considering how far we've gotten. She wouldn't betray me now, would she? I need you to give me the gun. The only real one we got. Look, I'm not stupid enough to not know how that sounds. The simple reality is, I've known you for so long now, and one thing I know about you is that you're a terrible shot. Me? I'm as good as you can get on this island. I think I'm your best bet to taking him down. But I understand completely if you're not willing to trust me. If you think I'm lying, I get it. And if you don't trust me, she closed her eyes and pressed her finger against her forehead. Oh. And please, just make it quick. The gun in my hands had never felt so heavy. On one hand, I guarantee that I can make it out of here alive. And the other, trusting Cat. Can I trust Cat? After all that she's done to me? Can I really believe her words? When the memories that can prove or deny them are lost to me. I got no time. I have to choose. I trust Cat. Fuck! Well, let's save her first. Man, this sucks so bad. Why does it come down to this, of all things? Trust Cat. I trust you, Cat. I held her out at the gun to her. You do? After everything I've done? After everything you've done, yes. I still trust you. I know you've been forced to do some awful things to people that didn't deserve it. But I know there's good in you. And I believe in that good. Take it. Thank you, Carbon. She took the gun from my hands. I won't let you down. Well, if you do, it's not like I'll be around for long enough to regret it. Let's hope it doesn't come to that. Let's do this. We decided to seek Damien out and try to get the drop on him, rather than waiting for him at the switch. My heart was practically beating out of my chest. I couldn't tell if Kat was nervous as I was. If she was, she hit it with the same poker face she always had. We dashed to another wall for cover, looked around, and repeated. How much time had passed? It feels like we've been looking for him for hours with the pressure. Though I know it can't be more than a few minutes. As the minutes passed by, I could tell Kat was growing more and more impatient. She trained her gun wherever she looked, her trigger finger ready to shoot our only bullet at any time. Left, right. I glanced around and I looked to her and back again. Her hands were shaking. Look left, look right. We only got one shot to make or break it. Look back to Kat. She's shaking a corner headed for us. She looks left, she looks right. It takes everything I have to stay focused. Don't think about dying, not even the possibility. She turns to look back at me. Oh no. Damien's walking closer and closer from behind her, with his gun resting on his shoulder. He can't be more than 10 meters away. Holy crap, and you haven't noticed him yet. He slowly lifts the gun up from his resting position. Before I know it, I'm running towards her with everything I have. Something is making me run. Something I've forgotten. Something I'm just starting to remember. It's the two of us on at the beach. I can see it now. How many hours has it been? We made it to the ship, but it wasn't enough. The alarms were deafening. Security was going to be here any minute. And our only saving grace, our ship, wouldn't start. That's it then. I've never heard Cat ever sound so desperate. Well, at least we tried, right? Who else can say that? She lowered her head and leaned on me. No, we're not giving up just yet. There's nothing we can do, Carbon. The engine's broken and the guards will be here any minute. We got at least some weapons. It's not over yet. I grabbed the precious few firearms we had and split them between us. It's two of us, and hundreds of them. There's no point. Not to mention, you're a terrible shot. You're right. Taking them head on would be suicide. But that's not what you'll be doing. Me, I'm just some nobody. But you're the big man's daughter after all. Your word means a lot to them. She was horrified. I would be too if I were in her shoes right now. No, I won't let you do this, Carbon. We don't have a choice. Look around. Look, I'm not happy either, but both of us dying here would be worthless. But if you live, you get a second chance to make it out of here. A second chance to see the other side. I know, but what's the point if it's not with you? You'll have to find that out yourself. They're almost here. Come on. We're running out of time. Her hands were shaking. It looked like she was going to drop her gun any second. I hate you for this, you know. I know. And I'm sorry. She slowly raised her arms and trained the gun's sight directly at me. And now, we wait. Can you do me a favor? What's that? Don't shoot the face, please. I'm rather proud of it. I don't know what I'd do without my supernaturally good looks. She laughed through the tears. I would have still loved you even without them. Right back at you, Cat. She kissed me for the last time. I love you, Carbon. I love you too. Sorry, but it's gonna be the face. Let me just take off the safety. Wait! I didn't sign up for this! What does that mean? I didn't sign up for this. I heard my favorite sound one last time. I could hear the guards coming now. We've only seconds left. On the bright side, I won't owe you $10. Our bet? She laughed. I think it's pretty clear who won the bet. I could see the guards now. My time is up. What makes you say you did it? I'm alive. Everything hurts so bad. I almost wish I wasn't. The shock must have knocked me out cold. I coughed up blood as my vision flashed in and out rapidly. Too fast to tell if I'd been fatally shot. It was all I could do to try to stay conscious. It says, "You said, Father, anyone who breaks our law must be punished." I could just barely make out her voice, but it brought comfort to me.
You really do take after me. You've made your old man very, very proud. Oh, will you look at that? Looks like our little hero's got some life left. You know, Carbon, you're in luck. See the whole escaping thing? I'm afraid I'm going to have to fire you. No severance. I tried to make a witty comment back, but the only thing that came out of my mouth was coughed up blood. But you're in luck. A new opportunity just opened up, and I think... He kicked me in the stomach, then rolled me over with his foot. You'd be the perfect fit. He laughed as he crushed my palm under his foot. You might think I'm going soft on you by not killing you outright. He looked down at me, then back at her. But mark my words, you'll both wish I had. Do whatever you want, I don't care about Carbon anymore. He laughed maniacally. I never did like Carbon much anyway. My vision fading. His words turned to vapor as I could feel myself crumble into nothing. The last thing I saw was her face. She was holding the river back with everything she had.
Who are you going to fool with a poker face like that, Cat? I love you. Always have. Always will. I'm so sorry for what I forced you to do. Even more so, I'm so sorry that you'll be alone now. But I hope one day you'll understand. Flashback to reality, I've almost reached Cat. I push myself to run faster and faster. Faster than I've ever ran in my life. Cat doesn't see him, but she sees alarm going off in my eyes. Damien points his gun at his daughter. He's preparing to take the shot. Cat starts to turn around, but there's no time. Damien's fingers pulls back on the trigger. What am I doing? I see the world turn to slow motion. Why am I throwing away my life? For Cat? His memories, they're mine, yet not at the same time. Who can say if I'm the same person as before, who loved her so much? Who can say if these memories form a completely different me, compared to what I am now? There's no time for answers. Even if I've forgotten you over and over, somehow, I remember you, and I know that I would do anything for you. I run past Cat and throw myself in front of her, because I love her. A gunshot rings out. It's like my body is struck by lightning and set aflame. He fires again and again. Undescribable pain ripples across my body as shot after shot rips through me. It's not like the movies, where someone can stand after being shot over and over. The firing stops. My vision starts to fade. I can barely hear him reloading over the sound of my body screaming in agony. My knees buckle. I start to fall. As I fall, I can see Cat with her gun, trained on Damien. There's no fear in her eyes. Her hands aren't shaking, but she's biting her lips so hard that I can see it bleeding. The last thing I see before the dark takes me is her finger pressing down on the trigger. Damien fires back. This is getting dangerous. Wake up, Carbon. Please, please don't die. What's happening? Am I alive? I've never heard her sound so desperate. Please, just wake up. I can't lose you again. Not again. I took everything I had just to open my eyes and breathe. Cat was cradling me in her arms, with tears streaming down her face. Thank God. Don't pass out again. You almost gave me a heart attack. Sorry, Cat. I coughed up blood. Save your strength. Did you get him? We did. That's great. The switch. We should be able to get it now, but you're in no shape to walk. And to be honest, I'm not in the best shape either. I looked up at her and felt my heart drop. You've been shot. She laughed. Yeah, now that I know what it feels like, I'm even more sorry for shooting you back then on the beach. There was nothing else you could have done, Cat. That didn't stop me from regretting it every second of these past 2 years. That day, I made a promise to myself. It didn't matter how many people I'd have to hurt, or how much I would have to hurt, how much I would have to hurt. I would get off this island, alive and well, even if it was the last thing I did. Even if I had to see you fall in love with somebody else 100 times. Even if I knew it meant I could never be with you again. I made a promise back then, and I'll keep it even if it kills me. Slowly, Cat tried to lift me up from the ground and onto her back. She screamed and coughed up blood as she tried to lift me up. Stop! You're going to get yourself killed. And that's exactly what I'm going to do. She lifted me onto her back and took one step back towards the switch. I told myself back then. She stepped forward again. Her legs were trembling. That if you weren't leaving this island alive, neither would I. Another step closer. Because I love you, you know. One more step. I know you don't. I know you don't remember most of our time together. Her breath was getting ragged. She takes several steps, then I have to pause for breath. Honestly, I'm glad you even remember bits and pieces. I'm grateful for whatever I can get. The switch is in sight. And maybe the you I fell in love with doesn't even exist anymore. We're so close to it, yet so far. But I'd like to believe it's still you, Carbon. That you're still the same Carbon that I fell in love with. We were just steps away from the switch. But I'm still the one you love. She laughed bitterly. It's just wishful thinking, I know. We're here. We made it. She coughed up blood again. Need to put your hand on the scanner. Can you do that? Got it. I used the last of my strength to reach my hand forward. With every inch I drew closer to it, my vision grew darker. I pushed harder and harder, with everything I had. Got it. My turn. Done. All that's left is to pull the switch. Sorry, Carbon. I'm going to have to put you down for a second. No problem. Cat gently rested me on the ground. Fuck. I can barely stand now. She tumbled towards the switch. She managed to catch it with her hands and used it to keep herself upright. Here we go. The moment we've all been waiting for. She pulled it with the last of her strength. A second later, she fell to the ground by my side. The cacophony of machinery filled the stadium. That must be the barrier opening. We did it, Carbon! Sorry, Carbon. What for? I don't think we're getting out of here after all. I can't even move. It's okay. We had a good run, you know. I guess you could say that. At least the girls will be able to get out of here. They deserve better than to die here. Yeah. I love you, Carbon. Always have. And always will. For these last 2 years, I dreamed of us starting a new life together. Somewhere far from here. But I guess life's not like the movies. Dreams don't come true. I wish we could have met in a different place. A different time. Maybe, just maybe then, Carbon, we... Cat? Cat! Her eyes were closed. Streams of tear ran down from both her eyes. My vision blurred even more as tears welled up in my eyes. If we could have met in a different place, a different time, I'm sure our story would have been so different. I wish we could have, Cat. I tried to move closer to her, but my body refused. It was all I could do to move my head around. I looked around in futility, for some kind of miracle that could save us both. This is too sad an ending. I looked to Cat. I looked to the heavens, which had all but abandoned us. I looked behind us, and I saw what could only be described as angels. I tried to speak, but no words could come out. I must be dreaming. I must be... The world turned to black. Am I dead? If I keep asking myself that, it's bound to be right sooner or later. But somehow, I think there's more to come in my story. And I know there's one person that I want to spend the rest of it with. I love you. Ooh, wow. Cat, Alice, Scarlet, Terra, Violet, or Yui? That's interesting. Are we dreaming of who we want to... Is this a dream or are they actually saving us? Huh, but yeah, I'm gonna go with Violet. I love you, Violet. I woke up in an unfamiliar room. Actually, let's just go back here. I'm going to save here. Pop. And return. And then we choose Violet. There we go. I woke up in an unfamiliar room. Is the room shaking? I tried to get up. Oh, fuck! I looked down to my body. It's been bandaged up enough to look like a mummy. But I'm alive. Welcome back, Carbon. I knew you'd make it, but you had me there for a second. You know me. I like to keep things interesting. It's great to see you again, Violet. Likewise, Carbon. I'm not sure that what I would have done if I had lost you. I've grown a tad attached, you might say. I'm sure the others want to know you're alright. A moment, please. Violet left the room, then came back a few moments later. Oh my gosh, you're okay! I'm so glad to see you're alright, Carbon. You really didn't make it easy to save you either. Oh, and if you find yourself craving brains or bananas, that's entirely unrelated to how I treated you. I'm just happy it worked. If you died after all we've been through, I'd kill you. But I'm really happy that you're here for me to say that too. What I think we're trying to say is, we're just glad you're okay. You know, the Resistance could use someone like you, Carbon. Besides, it doesn't look like you have a real job anymore, huh? I'll have to think on that. Thanks, guys. You really stuck out your neck to save Cat and I. I could never thank you enough. It's what you would do for us, Carbon. We ran after you two just moments after you left. There was no point in us escaping if it wasn't with you, Carbon. Yeah! I know Cat said to not to, but hey, I didn't remember that at the time, so it's all good. By the way, Cat's doing well too. She's resting in the room next door. We even managed to save the Brothers 5 too. I couldn't just let them be stranded after all. All that we've been through together. That's great news. Thanks for letting me know. We should be thanking you. None of us would have made it off the island if it wasn't for you and Cat. It's true, despite whatever you may hear Terra say. I'm just saying, I have a pretty mean right hook. It's so good to see you all. I got no idea what the world ahead has for each of us, but whatever it has in store, we'll face it together. You bet. I'm surprised you can say that with a straight face, but yes. I wouldn't have it any other way. I could really use you as a PR person for the Resistance, Carbon. You got a thing for speeches. Wait a minute, if everyone's here and Cat's next door, who's driving the boat? Everyone looked at Terra. And that's the series exit for Terabyte. Is that her neck, Terabyte? Oh, that's actually great. Too bad I never figured that out. I was wondering why her name was Terra. She ran off like a cartoon character. We laughed together. It felt like it's been so long since we could just laugh. No cameras, no fear. Just friends fooling around. Anyway, it's so good to see you're okay. That said, team, we need to give Carbon some time to rest. Once again, I'm not trying to quarantine you just because we didn't use the zombie virus' unique properties to save you. Thanks, Scarlet. And thanks to everybody for coming to see me. Don't mention it. We're all in this together, and all that, right? See you later, Carbon. Alright, enough with the cheese. Get out of here before Carbon turns. I mean, before Carbon needs rest. Yes. And with that, I was alone. Phew. I thought they'd never leave. Hey, Scarlet, what's up? Nothing, I just... She was hiding a syringe behind her back. Need to give you a shot for good luck. Right. I put my arm out forward. Well, the doctor knows best. I'm not a doctor. She injected a good luck into my arm. I just want to say thanks again. My life went off the rails back to the island, even before the show. That's putting it lightly. She laughed. I know if I stayed here, I never would have been truly happy for the rest of my life. I never would have been able to help people, ever again. So, thank you again, Carbon. You've been out, so there's no way you know, but today's the day you would have been the last day of the show, the final ceremony where you ask one of the girls to be with you. Now, I'm not saying anyone rushing for a proposal, but I think there's somebody waiting for you on the deck, up on the deck. She's keeper, so you better treat her right. And they know as well that Violet is the one for me, huh? Thanks, Scarlet. I will. She kissed me on the cheek. Don't mention it. And then I was alone in the room. It's time to go see her. I reached for the door, and a second later, she opened it. Hey. Hey, Carbon. Should you not be resting? Probably, but I won't stand for it. Here, let me help you back to the bed. Thanks, Violet. I put my arm around her, and she walked with me back to bed. I wanted to talk to you. At first, I wanted to wait until later, but I've learned some things just cannot wait. Aw, look at that. She's all sad and happy. Happy sad. I had to see you, no matter what. What's that? First I wanted to thank you. If it weren't for you, Carbon, I know I would have never left that island alive. Right back at you, Violet. You gave us hope when we'd all but given up. Compared to that, I didn't do too much. I could not have done it if it weren't for you supporting me all this time, Carbon. You helped me through so much. I'm more grateful than I could ever express. You helped me realize that there's no such thing as a guarantee. The world we live in, the things we believe, whether or not we will survive another day, they could all be taken away in an instant. I'm positive none of us ever planned to be on a show like this, no? I'd like to think so. And if this is the way the world is, then there's nothing more important than making the most of every moment. That's all we have. It's true. She took a deep breath. More than anything, I want to share all of those memories to come with you, Carbon. Like you've been there for me. I want to make you smile when you want to cry. I want to make you as happy as you make me every day. I guess what I'm trying to say is, I love you, Carbon. Will you be mine and only mine? I love you too, Violet. It'll be a pleasure to be yours. Will you be mine? For always, if you will have me. I couldn't help but smile. You beat me to asking you. I was going to find you and ask you out. I suppose great minds think alike. Perhaps I'm making a little more of the moments than you are now. I laughed. I don't know about that. I pulled Violet close and kissed her on the lips. She kissed me back passionately, as if it were our last. For a moment, time stood still. All that mattered was Violet and I. It was bliss. I'm looking forward to the moments to come with you, Carbon. I couldn't be happier. You took the words right out of my mouth. Here's to the moments we'll share, Violet. I love you. Ah, look at that. Yeah. So that is it for Find Love or Die Trying. Great picture, Scarlet, great picture. Super sweet game and with a bit of mystery attached to it. I really enjoyed it. I was not expecting so much from a game that is free. I did not expect so much from a game that is so short. The reason why I chose this game is because I came up with this idea for launching it on Valentine's Day less than a week ago. But this was a great choice. And I know I asked you guys previously if you would like to see more Japanese visual novels as well. Most of you said no. Some of you said yes. But after playing this, I have to say I am so coming back for more Japanese visual novels. If they can make this for a free game, I can't wait to see what they have in store when you have a bigger studio that can't afford that you need to pay for, basically. Because yeah, that's the thing. If you pay for the game, that means a big studio is behind it, and with more different routes and things like that. Great game. Really, really like it. I do wonder, however, if we could shoot Cat. I hope you enjoy Find Love or Die Trying. If you like playing my game, oh, it's just one person, please consider supporting me as a creator. I'd like to make more games for you to enjoy. And with your support, I can. Thanks for playing. Thank you. I don't know the name. Arden Showong. I probably butchered that. But this game. This game was great. And I'm sorry about that. At the moment I can't support you, but I am looking forward to find out what else you have in store. What else? What kind of games you have more for me to play. Absolutely great. Yeah, I loved it. If anything, I wanted to have more choices. I wanted to be able to fail, essentially. That's the kind of visual novel I like. But this was a great story. Let me know, guys. Have you played this game? Who did you end up dating? Did you enjoy watching this show? Let me know down in the comments. And I'll see you in the next video. Happy Valentine's Day, everyone. And remember, just because you're not the main character doesn't mean you're not important. Goodbye, everyone.